All right, you bastards. We finally got here. Now, I know you can't see me, but once I put that light on, oh, it's going to explode. Now, I'm just going to, yeah, a couple of towels could be handy. I'm just going to sort out entropy for what it's worth. Oh, yeah, a couple of people do ask. So I'll pin that. 2, 3, 4, pinner. All right, pin that. It's good, isn't it, Osmeister? It's good stuff. Grego done it. Right, so that should be pinned now. Yep, lovely. So the entropy's up there. You know the crack, people. I won't be this side of the computer when we're at it. So I won't know what's going on. So Lord knows I'll have to keep an eye on it. If you could see the setup I've got, it's like a pen, an old vape, a tape measure with the camera sort of blue tacked onto it. So I'll keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't fall over. I'll keep checking back regularly to make sure that that I'm still in picture. I'm going to need you in a minute, actually, to tell me whether you can see my whole body. Oh, excuse me. It's weird, actually, not being able to see myself. Let me just tell people we're live. Get that on there. See, this is why I'm usually late doing all this stuff, because I think, right, I've got a couple of minutes left. Then I realise I've got to put it there, and then in the community tab, and then on Getter. Yeah. Okay, that's that done. Right, this isn't going to be, we're not going to be doing any really heavy moves here, people. It's going to be, I'll tell you what, I think if I get my phone, I'll be able to see what you lot are saying. If I watch this stream on my phone, oh, technology, and I'll be able to hear the. Right, what's my own channel called? Well, I thought that was worth a giggle. This is weird because I can't see anything or anything, you know. Your channel, that'll be my channel, won't it? That video live now. Anything, you know. Nice. Your channel. Right. So I'm going to pop that over video live now into the arena. I'm going to have to turn the volume down. I'll put that somewhere I can see it. I'll put that there, I can see that. Let me whack that light on. Boom! Right, what I need to know from you is... Hi, there you are. Hi! Can you see the top of my head? You can just about see the top of my head, can't you? Maybe if I move it back a bit. No, you can't see the top of my head there. I'm just looking at my phone. I've gone it too far back because then I'll be seeing the shit. You won't be needing to see the top of my head too much anyway. I've got my phone down here, that's why I'm looking down there. That'll do. That'll do. So you've got hi! Yeah! Can you all see me all right? Let me see what you're saying. You don't really need to see the top of my head. I can move it, but I think I'll lose a bit of the map. And I'll be doing most of the stuff on the map, I think. Look at me creeping about in my room. There you go, I think we've sussed it. Right, listen, if you can hear me, right? Yeah, good. If you're cold, don't do this. This isn't this isn't something that warms you up. You need to be warm already, or you're going to run into problems. If you feel any pain, just stop, because I'm not qualified. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showing you some of the very basic moves I do. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing headstands and scorpions and cranes, but someone will get hurt, because I know what blokes are like. I can do that, crack, and then I'm sued. So you are meant to feel it. You're meant to feel the burn. But if something goes, just don't come out. If we're in a posture, and when you do the postures, you hold them. So for like a dog pose, I'm not doing a proper dog pose here, but if we're doing a dog pose, if you feel pain, don't go because you'll hurt yourself more. If you feel pain anywhere, just slowly come out of it, okay? And don't take on, these are going to be very basic postures. So don't take on anything that you don't think you can handle. What else? Water. Have some water. It's just nice to swig a bit. I'm going to put that fan on because it's quite hot here. Right, so I reckon this is what we done last time. I'll do the posture and I'll tell you what I'm doing so you can watch, and then I'll do it again, and that's when you can do it again. That's when you can do it while you're listening to what I'm saying. So watch me the first time. Don't join in when I'm doing it the first time, because I'll tell you all the little bits you need to look out for. And then we'll go through it again, and you can just listen, and you'll get it. So we're going to start with just a standing pose. So we're going to have our feet about shoulder width apart. I mean, actually, you can do this one with me if you want. This one's no dramas, as long as you can see the screen. So feet shoulder width apart, but parallel on the inside. So you're not out like that, you're not in like that. The inside, they're parallel on the inside. So shoulder width apart and parallel, right? So you've got that. If you can spread your toes like that, do that as well. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. Now your weight should be evenly distributed across the whole of your foot. Don't be on your heels because you'll lose balance. Don't be on the balls because you'll lose balance, so both. And you need to pull your knees up. So see my knee is down there. That's a down knee, that's an up knee, see? Look, maybe you see both. See that? So pull your knees up. Let your hands just fall by your sides. Sometimes you might find that your shoulders are up. So let them relax, let your arms relax. But keep those knees pulled up. And then pull your ass together, not with your hands, but with your ass. And you should feel that down near your calf muscles. Your ass should be together, not sitting like... Pull your ass together. Don't let your chest go out though. You want to be straight. You want to be straight. And then just breathe. Nose in and out of your nose. Now your knees have already fallen down. I know they have because they always do. Don't let your toes scrunch up. Make sure your toes are relaxed. Keep that arse pulled in together. Make sure your shoulders ain't up. And you should be looking directly forward. Pull those knees in. Clench that arse together. And although you're just standing there, this is quite a lot of demand on your legs. Make sure your shoulders ain't up, keep them relaxed. And breathe from here, breathe from your diaphragm, not your chest. It's a weird thing to do, but just concentrate on that thing going shh, shh. Pull your knees in, keep that arse clenched. And then slowly just come out of that. Just come out of that. And then just a bit of that. You might feel that at the back of your knees. You might not. Okay. That's how all yoga classes start with that. Right, I'm going to now demonstrate a dog pose. So don't do this, just watch. So the way I measure myself is I want my hand, my arms here, parallel with my legs. I don't want it to be sticking forward, I don't want it back. It's almost like a box, see? Now ideally I'd have a mirror, but I haven't. And I spread my hands like that. I'm not just putting my hands down like this, I'm spreading them. I do one, and then I lift and I do that one. So they're both nicely spread, shoulder width apart, knees shoulder width apart, and you can see I'm up on my toes there. That might be a bit close actually. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to breathe in, and then just push my arse in the air. Look, I'm up on my toes. I'm pushing my arse, my coccyx in the air. And then I go back and back, head down, arse in the air. Look at my heels on the ground. Can you see my heels here on the ground? And I'm pushing my head down, but no pumping. Don't go like that. Don't try and pump it. Some of you will be up here. But don't forget, imagine there's like a cord at my coccyx, pulling that up. So my heels are down. I'm being pulled up from my coccyx. Bring this in. Bring your stomach in. Don't let it flat out. Pull it in. And then just come out of it. Alright, so now we're going to do that together. So, get down on your mat, spread your hands, shoulder width apart, and then you want that about parallel. And you're up on your toes, yeah? Toes here. So breathe in through the nose, and then go up, pulling up at the coccyx, pull your stomach in, pull your core in, your abs in. Breathe in, and then down. And try and get your heels on the floor. Now, yours ain't going to look a lot like that, to be honest with you. Keep that in, keep your gut pulled in, keep your coccyx pulling up. You should be able to feel this in the back of your legs, opening up all your veins, all your muscles. Keep your knees pulled up, like in the last posture. Try and get your head down. Breathe. I bet half of you have stopped breathing. And then slowly relax. And what you can do when you come down, if you go like that, it's lovely. just take a little rest in that position. How are we getting on? Nothing's happening fast here. Okay, we're going to do a forward bend. We're going to do 2 forward bends. So we get back in that posture. Feet shoulder width apart, inside parallel, knees up, not knees down. Look, can you see that difference? Look, I'll bring it over here. With my knee, leg, so my leg's not forward, it's locked in. Look, see that? That's a low knee, that's a pulled knee. Okay? So, spread your toes if you can, but keep the insides parallel, about shoulder width apart. Relax, make sure your shoulders ain't up. And through every posture, keep breathing. Everyone, and I mean everyone, stops breathing. Takes about 3 years of doing this before you remember to breathe. When people are doing that dog pose, they'll be going, and if you're not breathing, you're not getting oxygen through your blood, so it's no good. Right. So we're in that pose again, and we're going to do a forward bend. But instead of just bending forward, we're going to move our nose forward that way. So the small of our back is where the bend is going to start. Rather than that, we're going to go. So don't do this yet, just watch. So we take a breath. We go forward. And then we go down. If you want to put your hands down like that, you can. If you want to go further, you can put your hands behind here and pull them. And now the weight is on the balls of my feet, not the heels. And then when I stand up, I stack my back. So I come up like this. Get it? So all that my spine is going clink, 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 rather than just Okay, so now we'll do it together. You're going to feel this down here. You're going to feel this down here. Okay, so feet shoulder width apart, parallel on the inside. And relax, relax. Make sure your shoulders ain't up, shoulders should be down. Breathe. Breathe from here, in and out your nose. If you've got a cold or a blocked nose, you can obviously breathe through your mouth, but ideally in and out your nose. So don't forget to pull your knees back. So your knees are pulled back. And move your nose forward. And as you go forward, you breathe out. Go. Now, if you can only get here, just hold it there, but breathe. If you can get your hands down, do that. Keep those knees pulled back. And then make sure your weight's on the balls of your feet, not your heels. Your arse shouldn't be behind your heels. And if you want to go further, keep breathing and hold it. Now, this is a bit advanced. If you want to put your hands like that, and then breathe really deeply, And then when you let the air out, you might get a few clinks in your spine. Boom, boom, got two. And then slowly stack your spine. Stack, 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 stack. And then let your legs have a little rest. Give them a little back. Not too fast, don't donkey kick it, just a little bit of that. And then we're going to sit down. And bring your legs up here because it'll give them a little rest from all that. We doing all right? Let me see what you're saying. I imagine everyone who's talking isn't doing it. Okay. So the people that are doing it aren't chatting. No worries. But you can watch it back later, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Right. So give your legs a bit of this action. Feels nice because you've just opened up the backs of your legs like you probably wouldn't have opened for months, if not years, if not decades. So give them a bit of that because it feels good. Right, we're going to do another forward bend here. But what you need to do first is get your spine straight. So we put our hands either side and we push ourselves up. Then as we go down onto our arse, we keep upright. See that? Now just watch first, don't copy it. So I'll show that again. Just watch the first time. So we go like that, and as we come down, we stay with that lovely straight spine. You can have your feet together for this one, or you can have them apart. I have them about 2 inches. I think I'll have them together. Right, same again. Don't bend forward like that. Don't bend forward like that. Keep breathing. But just watch first. Nose forward. Then I'll go down. And if you can do it, some of you might just get to there. But if you can get to there and you're at your limit, hold it and breathe. So you'll be like, yeah. And then when I say, slowly come out of it. If you can go any further, you can grab your toes, like I will, and go right down. No pumping. None. I don't want anyone doing this. Because you'll hurt yourself. So watch how I do it. So I'll center myself again. Breathe. Nose forward. I've just moved my heels forward. Look, I've just gone like that, and I've done it with that leg because there was a bit more give because my legs had come back a bit. Now my feet ain't back here, they're not forward. I'm trying to keep them upright. Breathe out as you go down. So if you're at your limit, hold it. And you might find you can get a couple of extra inches out without pumping. Like I'm here, but I can just get a couple more out. Keep your knees flat. Don't bend your legs. Your legs have got to be straight. And then just come up. Slowly. Stacking your spine. And then give your legs a little bit of rest. Now we're going to do that one again, but we're going to do another dog pose first. So just give yourself a couple of seconds. I'm going to have some water. I don't know what I've done with it here. But the cool thing about this kind of stretching, I had a mate who couldn't even sit upright. He'd be here. He'd be like that. But he'd done it every other day for a few months. 2 years later, he's down here. But he started off like that. But when you're at your limit, if that's your limit, you know, stretch it, hold it, breathe, and you'll slowly improve. Right. So you've had a little rest. So remember the dog pose. So you can do this with me straight away. Spread your hands. Get that nice square. You know what? You can lengthen that square slightly if you want. Some people find that a bit easier. I'm going to this time. It's still pretty square though. On your toes. So you're on your toes there. You're not like that. You're like that. Breathe in. And then imagine you're being pulled up by your coccyx. Breathe out. Up, up, up. Heels down. Pull your gut in. Heels down. Head down. And pull your gut in. Pulling up at the coccyx. Heels down. Now your heel might be about there. But that's alright. Just hold it. Try and get your head down. And you're being pulled up from your coccyx. And if you want, getting out of this, you can go there and look up. And relax. And then back into that one. And it feels lovely. Oh, God. I love it so much. Such a pleasure doing, I can't call it yoga, I'm not a qualified yoga teacher, but it feels so lovely to do. Whole body feels energized. Look at that smile on my boat race. I love it. I've been doing this for what, 30 years? I don't waste my time on things that don't improve my life. I haven't got enough time. Right, what are we going to do now? What should we do now? Oh, okay, I've got one. Right, now, so sit down, do that thing again with your hands. Now you can do this with me because it's easy. You don't need to watch this twice. So push up, and you can put your legs out in front if you want. Push up, centre your spine, and then bring your feet in as much as you can. Now some of you might be out here. There might be like a foot and a half there. Some of you might be able to get it in here and then cup your toes. Now even if it's out here, when you lean forward, don't bend forward. See the difference? I'm not doing that, I'm staying straight. So get them as near to your genitalia as you can and cup your hands around them. Now look at my knees. If your knees are up here, just try and push them down. Try and push them down. Try and keep your back straight. Breathe. Now what I'm going to do now is turn my feet out like that, which allows my knees to go down a bit further. You should feel this along here. You should really be feeling it along there. Breathe. I don't think I'm sitting parallel. Oh, the camera's over there. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera. So I've turned my feet out. My knees are aiming towards the floor. Back straight. Breathe. And now we're going to lean forward. We're going to do what we've done before. We're not going to just bend forward, nose forward. So watch me first. Look where my feet are. They're nearly facing upwards. Breathe. And then nose forward and down. And try and keep your knees down. When you go down, your knees might come up. But some of you might just sort of get here. Doesn't matter. You're at the limit of your ability to stretch. So that's increasing your ability to stretch. If you're there and your legs have come up, if you're at your limit, you're still doing yourself some good. But if you can go down, breathe. And now look, I'm gaining inches here. Look, I've just moved my head forward about 3 inches. You can use your elbows to push your knees down. And I've just gained a few more inches on my head going forward. Breathe. And then slowly take your arms out and stack your spine. Slowly, really slowly. And then slowly bring your knees up, slowly. And then you can go back, slowly, and give them a little bounce again. Oh. Now, I will guarantee that if this isn't something you do regularly, you'll be opening parts of your body that haven't opened in decades. And that lets blood move through it, which lets oxygen move through it. And all those ligaments that have got dry and damaged and tight will be stretching for the first time in decades. So give your legs a little tap on there. Okay, next. I've just realised if I turn this like that, it's a little bit better, isn't it? I'll have a look on the phone and see if that's okay. Let me just see, because there's a slight delay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now you're going to need to do a splits here, but it doesn't matter how wide it is. Excuse me, bollocks. They're massive. Right, so if you can only split your legs that far, doesn't matter. But get them to your limit. Or actually just before your limit, I'm going to go about there. So as soon as you feel it on your hamstrings, as soon as you feel it here hurting a little bit, not aching, not agony, but just a bit, okay, yeah, that's me done, okay? Don't collapse, don't collapse. Don't put your chest out though. Nice straight spine. Breathe. Now watch me first, yeah? I'm going to turn my body so that it's in line with this leg. So that my torso is in line with that leg. So there, you see? Now you can see that my chest and leg are in line. And I'm going to bring this hand right over the top. Now some of you might get stuck there. But again, if that's at your limit, don't do it yet. Hold it there. But if you can go any further, go down. Try not to let your hips collapse. Like if you see this, I've just let my hips collapse, my leg, that foot's gone down and my hips have gone in. That's no good. So what you want to do, get that line. And I'm going as far as I can with that hand. Not letting my hips collapse, not letting the foot collapse. And I'm holding my foot with both hands and then resting the head on my leg. Breathing. Making sure that arm doesn't come down. Keep that up. And then out. So now I'm going to do it the same with the other leg so you can join in with this one. So ready? Make sure your spine is straight. Make sure you've just got a little tingle in your hamstrings. Don't let your feet fall backwards or forwards. They should just be right, nice, good. Turn your body so that your nipples and leg is all in a straight line. This hand here. This hand in line. It's not over here. It's not over here. It's in the same line as everything else. Breathe in. And now to breathe out. Stretching. I'm stretching up. Breathe. And go as far as you can. And rest your head on your leg or as near as you can. Breathe. Don't let your hips collapse. If you're up here, stretch that hand as far as you can. Even if you're up here, stretch so that you're opening up all this. You should feel it. It's a stretch. That is a stretch. If you can go further, go further. You're stretching. And if you can keep going, that's my girlfriend on the blower. Sorry, let me just let her know that I'm doing this and then she'll leave me alone. Oi, oi, oi. Darling, I'm doing YouTube. Bye, darling. No problems, alright. I love you. Yeah, right now. Tom. Right. I love you too. Thank you. Right, so you can now do that. You can now do both of them. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. If you've already done them, give your legs another little relaxer. And you can even have a little stroll about at this stage. No donkey kicks. No ooh. Just sort of bring them up slowly. Bring them up slowly. Nice. 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 Good. Right, where are we? Sorry, I've just got to get this back onto YouTube. There we go. Okay, right. So this one. Yeah, this one. Right, so I'm on this knee. So watch first. I'm on my left knee. And I'm bringing this foot as high towards my hands as I can. And then I'm walking onto it. And I'm trying to push this arse cheek onto the floor. And then slowly come up. Swap legs. And then go down. And you'll see here, this arse cheek, I'm trying to push that. I'm trying to push that down onto the floor. And note this leg trying to stretch out. Look, I'm using the floor to pull it along. You can turn your head sideways if it helps, but keep breathing. Okay? So I'll do that with you. And I'll shout what you're doing. Maybe I went off shot. I'll do it this way. So, we're here. We bring this leg up. We try and bring it up to our hands. You can use your other hand. Like that, yeah? And this one goes down, and I'm creeping that one backwards, look. I'm trying to push that arse cheek down. But I'm not rocking onto it. I'm keeping this thigh here. I'm just pushing my arse cheek down. You'll see it better from the other angle. And then slowly come out of that. And then we do the other side. You'll get a better view of it this side. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this one after if you're struggling with how to do it. So foot up. That one crawls down. Head on the side. See that arse cheek? Breathe. And slowly come out of it. Oi, oi, oi. Feeling it now, huh? Right, we're going to do a shoulder stand. Now, you have to be patient with this because there's a few different parts to it. And I don't want anyone to injure themselves. So I did say grab some towels. So I've just made like a nice little, like a little support there really. And that's just over halfway down my yoga mat. Now the first bit is a shoulder stand. We're going to do a basic shoulder stand. If you don't think you can do it, please don't attempt it. So ideally, this bit of my head is going to be here. So I'm getting a little bit of support from my neck. Usually I'll use blocks, but I haven't got any in Cambodia. Oh, excuse me. So I let my spine roll down. Let's go back there, that's good. Hands by my side. Now make sure your feet are clean, because if you've got any bits of dust or something on them, it'll fall into your eyes. It usually happens. So I'm just cleaning my feet there. Right. So watch carefully. Just make sure my spine is stretched. I didn't want it, it felt a bit sort of compressed there, so I've just gone down a bit. And then feet out together. So I'm using my hands to hold my back up. Feet together. And then if you can, so I'll show you that one more time. It's very hard to talk when I'm doing that, but I'll try and show you it once again. But I'm not going to talk this time, but basically your hands are supporting your back, feet together. If your body's bent, it ain't right. You need to be straight as you can. And I might do a slightly advanced thing here, but I don't want anyone to try it unless they know what they're doing. Because there's a way of coming out of this, but we'll see. Don't advise that. I just wanted to do it because it's nice. But I don't advise you coming out like that. Don't even try it, please. I'm being really serious. Do not try that last bit. But if you can get up into a shoulder stand, lovely. Okay. Right, an absolute yoga classic. Padmasana, aka Lotus. So have a little rest. Let me just make sure no one's dead. You alright, Matt? You sure you're alright? Don't hurt yourself. Good Lord, these people are Brick on the string says I'm stuck. Oh, Charlie, don't do that if you don't know what you're doing. Charlie, that's important actually. It is easier the second time for sure. Jeremy says, I wonder how many scrubs are stuck. Don't overdo it. This is meant to be relaxing. A bit of me regrets doing, that's called a plow. A bit of me regrets doing that, but I just wanted to because it's part of my process, part of my practice, so it felt a bit weird not doing it. Right. So, I'm not very good at this one, by the way. I don't usually do it, but it's very good for you. So, give your legs a bit of love, get some blood moving through them. Give your wrists a bit of love after that shoulder stand. Get some nice deep breaths. Look like an idiot, it doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? You know everyone thinks that everyone's looking at them. Problem is everyone thinks that, so no one's looking at anyone. They all think about themselves. Lovely when you understand that. Right. Center your spine. Now watch. Watch first. Mind the bollocks. So bring a foot up and place it on my thigh. So here I am there. Then I bring that one up and do the same. Now you can just rest your hands here, but it's rather nice to be a Buddha. Okay? Come out of it slowly. So if you feel any pain doing that, just don't do it. So I'm going to do the other side, but you're going to do it with me. Ready? So center your spine, breathe. Bring your foot up. Now you might find it's easier if you have it down further down your leg, but for me it's up here. And then I'm back. And then I'll just pop that up there. And then I'll give it the Buddha. Second finger, breathe. Now don't get me wrong, that fucking hurts. Breathe. And then come out of it slowly, slowly, slowly. And give your legs a bit of goodness. Get some blood moving through there. I'm not taking massive gulps of water. The last thing you want is a belly full of water. Right, so that we can realign our legs after all what we've just done, we're going to do the dog pose again. But this time we're going to do it where we go into the front. So remember, don't do it yet. Remember, you're being pulled up at the coccyx, so you're being pulled up here, you're pulling your stomach in, your heels down, and your head down. So we make that square shape. Don't do it yet though. We go up, being pulled up at the coccyx. I use that time to get my feet shoulder width apart, Pulled up on the coccyx, look, I'm right up on my toes, look. Pulling my gut in, head down, still being pulled up at the coccyx. And when I get here, heels down, pulling my gut in. And then forward. Oh, did you see I had to adjust my feet then? So be careful. Oh, yeah. If when you go forward like that, you feel you might need to adjust your feet, maybe don't do it, just come back. Because that's a bit rough around the feet, that is. So we do it together, yeah? I'm going to spread my legs a little bit further. I'm finding this a bit tight for me, so I'm going to go a bit more like this. What I mean by that is I'm not boxing, but that's a good way to start. But because I can do this posture well, I'm going to have a bigger stretch. So ready? Don't forget, pulled up at the coccyx all the time as if you're being yanked up all the time throughout the posture. Heels to the ground, stomach pulled in, head down to the mat, and breathe. Ready? So we go up, being pulled up, arrange our feet, being pulled up, head down, pull your gut in, heels down, breathe. Pull your gut in, up at the coccyx, push your feet down, breathe, and forward, and look up, and relax, and back down into that one. Okay. How are we doing for time? Why is that stop there? What's going on here? Jeremy sees some wicked Dangerfield memes coming from this. Right. We're going to do a couple of very simple twists. So watch first. Let me just make sure you can see me. Give your legs a bit of goodness. Feels good, man. Body feels like liquid now. Body feels like it's rubber. Right, so center myself. And it's very simple. I bring this leg up as much as I can. That might be there for you. It might be there, but just bring it up. Now, when I brought that leg in, I leant back just because it's almost impossible to bring it up and stay straight. There's no point putting yourself through that. This hand in line with my foot. This hand, and so my chest is in line with my foot. And I'll come back to let my gut get round, and I chop down, adjust it, and my foot, this hand, my knee, my chest, and that hand are all in a line, look. And then I turn the head as well. Then slowly come out of it. So I'll do the other side and you can join in this time. So much the same, well, exactly the same. Little bit of centering. Bring this foot up. Okay. Now you'll find your gut, if you've got one, gets in the way. So you sort of pull that round. Hand out, hand in line with everything. And then chop down. And then get it all in line. So forward, sorry, I fucked that. Forward, breathe. Breathe. And relax. Oi. Good stuff, huh? Right, how am I going to do a headstand? Yes, I am. So this is a relatively safe headstand, but what I would say to you is make sure that if you're going to go over, you're not going to hit anything, because that's where it can be dodged. So I'm using the towel again, and I want my towel to be able to have my arms and hands on it. So it needs to be about that big. Now there's a slight problem here, in as much as I can't demonstrate the easier way of doing it because I've forgotten how to do it. That sounds a bit showy offy, but I do it with straight legs. But you can, but I'll sort of explain it to you. So you chop your arm down, so you interlock your fingers. And that's where the back of your head is going to go. Here. I might not be able to do this. I feel a bit under pressure because I'm being watched. And then you walk in. Boy. But if you can't get up with straight legs, it's a bit weird. You can sort of just jump up, if you know what I mean. But it's been so long since I've done the jump up that I don't know how to do it anymore. Some funny comments. Right, now they call this the hardest pose in yoga. And this is the corpse pose. Now, you're going to need your towels. If you haven't got towels, get a pillow or something. So I'll give you a couple of seconds. I'm actually going to put them at the other end so I haven't got that light glaring in me. I've never felt so pressured doing a headstand before. Because sometimes you fail. Sometimes it doesn't go well. And I was thinking there's people watching this. But this, we're going to do about 5 minutes. And all you're going to do is lay down and concentrate on your breathing. This is a meditation now. About 5 minutes, okay? Now, listen, this is a weird one. I wonder if I'll hear a super chat. I don't know if I will. I reckon I can gauge about 5 minutes. Right, so everyone. So we're going to meditate basically, but you need to do this because you've just been bending everything around, you've been stretching stuff. You need to let your muscles warm down. You need to let that blood move through your body. So you have to do it, but don't fall asleep. If you fall asleep, you're doing it wrong. That's why they call it the hardest pose. Concentrate on your breathing. So measure yourself out, so you're going to get your head nice and relaxed. Get your feet together. Now you see my feet are together and I'm going to put my hands by my sides. But once I've laid down, I'm going to let my feet fall apart and my hands just lay down. So ready? You watch me, then you do it. And then I'll call you out of it in about 5 minutes. You can even move your arms out if they're not comfortable, it doesn't really matter. Focus on your breathing, nothing else. You'll hear my voice and you'll hear other noises, but then just remember to get back to your breathing. Feel your feet all relaxed. Feel your ankles all moved about and relaxing. Breathe. Feel your calf muscles. They've been working. Feel your knees, they've been working, you pulled them back, you're keeping them tight. I'm rocking on my arse a bit. Breathe. Feel your hips. They got twisted, they got moved, they got pushed about. And if any part of you is uncomfortable, just adjust it a bit. You know, this isn't like you've got to do it like this. You know, if something's aching a bit, just move it a bit. Feel your diaphragm that's been providing all the air. Feel the air going as it pulls down, as it fills your lungs. Feel your lungs filling up with air. And then your hands. Breathe. Forearms. Biceps, your triceps. Shoulders. And then the bloke at the top. Breathe. Feel your breathing slowing down. Stop thinking about painting your bathroom. Meditation is that simple. Just think about your breathing. Be aware that you're breathing. When your mind travels and you're thinking about all sorts of other things, that's no problem. You're not doing it wrong. You just need to remember to get back to focusing on your breathing. Breathe. Breathe. Now really slow. Feel how slow your breathing is now compared to a few minutes ago. Your whole body's relaxed. And then slowly open your eyes, very slowly. And then roll onto one side. And just lift yourself up nice and gently. Jobs are good. I'm going to put that camera back where it usually is. I'm going to turn that light off. I'm going to comb my hair and I'll see you over there in about 2 minutes. Right, what's going on here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me get a bit of light on the subject. Hang on. I love that shit, man. I just feel like I'm liquid now. All that stress of the week is just gone. Like I said, 30 odd years I've been doing that shizzle. And I can guarantee I wouldn't be doing it still if I didn't get something out of it. Now, oi, come back here, you. Hey, Dennis, come back here with that apple pie. Right, that should be all right. I can't really see. Whew. Where's my shoes? 1 second, people, I'll be with you. Right, serious question. 1 in the chat if you at least gave some of that a go. You know, I've been doing that stuff for 30 odd years. Excuse me. Give me a 1 in the chat if you at least gave some of them a go. I'd just be interested. I mean, there's only 40 odd people here. 6 people just left. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, John. I mean, John, it's really handy if you can go to a class. Classes are brilliant, you know. you have people coming round and helping you out, and you know, they'll really be. It's amazing when you're in a posture for someone to, you know, the corrections they do. It's so detailed. There you go. Dr. Rube said my neighbours are gathered around the bay window now. So that's amazing that a load of people tried it out. John, give it a go. Carl, give it a go. Hair in the gate. Bam, bam. Jeremy. Yeah, but one's better than none. Nick, give it a go. Aramas. Charlie Sparkles. Oh, Snoopy's on it in the regular anyway. Sweet. Oh, that was a nice one of you, Bam Bam. Not a problem, Catapult Kiddie. It's not for everyone, I get that. There are some hotties at yoga. There are. There didn't used to be. When I started doing yoga, it was all like not nice. But these days it's become quite trendy, hasn't it, over the last sort of 10 years? Which was a touch for me, because when I go to a yoga class, they get me out front to do demos. Lovely. Go on. Oh, all right then. Grego says, what do I make of hot yoga? I think it's all it's marketing, isn't it? I think what's the point? It's like that Ashtanga. Ashtanga yoga is like really fast, violent, brutal. You see how many people get injured from it. I want to do yoga. I want it to be gentle. I want to be good to my body. I mean, maybe doing it in the heat is good for you. I mean, it's 27 degrees here, so can't cross my legs and my belly got in the way. Yeah, but you know, you keep it up and that'll improve. Martin, give it a go at 64. Yeah, but yeah, you know, come on, Martin. I've been at it for 30 years. So Billy said that was good. I couldn't do the Lotus position to save my life. But the thing is, we all have muscle groups and, you know, limbs that are better than others. Some people can't do this posture, but can do this one with ease. You know, there's things that I'm really terrible at, but I can do other ones with ease. But, you know, and when you go to a class, they don't let you do the ones that you're good at. They're like, why are you doing that? And here's an interesting story. When I first started, and remember, I was like 22 or 23 when I first started, I was excellent at doing all the real show-off ones, like the scorpion. Let me show you some photos or some videos. I could do the scorpion. I can still do the scorpion. I can still do the crane, but I wouldn't do that here because that's just showing off. It's not actually helping anyone. But let me show you. I was doing all these. There's a reason for me telling you this story. So let me show you this. She's quite hotty, actually. I tend to watch this woman occasionally. She's got an incredible body. But let's I want you to see how she gets into a scorpion pose. She shows you how she builds up to it. Ah, come on, where is it? Hang on. Right, yeah, check some of this out. So this sort of thing I could just show off. And a yoga teacher said to me, you're really good at all those sort of extrovert, big, kind of, you know, masculine postures. And he said, I never see you doing a forward bend. You know, the one that we did where you grab your feet and do that. And this yoga teacher said, I never see you do the ones where you're smaller. I never see you do the ones where you're introverted. So always the big stuff. And I was like, yeah, but, you know, I enjoy them. And he went, yeah, I bet you fucking do. He said, but I just want you to think about why. And it took me years. I didn't do that forward bend, you know, the one where I held my hands out and grabbed my feet, for about 8 years on the regular. You know, in a class I would, because I was being watched. But when I'd done my own practice at home, I just didn't want to do it because it scared me, because it was all small and insular. And it took me about, like I say, about 8, 9 years to finally realize all those big, masculine, showy, offy postures, they're not doing me any good, because I can do them. I'm not stretching anything. I'm just, what's the point of doing that at home on my own? Oh, look, I can do this. Yeah, I know I can do it. I've done it yesterday. Now, there is an argument that by keeping doing it, you're not going to seize up. But, you know, there was a definite psychological barrier to doing introverted postures, which taught me a lot about myself. Yeah, I'll check out this bird. Her name's Mackenzie Miller. She's fucking brilliant. Have a look at this. Now, this isn't me just saying I can do this, but there'd have been no point me doing this today, because someone would have got injured. But she's really good at yoga. But let's have a look. Let me know you've got audio.
And it really opens and warms our upper back, although scorpion doesn't quite use that same engagement. So now we're going to take that kind of upper back mobility into a chin stand, where we're going to use our 2 blocks. And
have you got audio? And those blocks she's got, that's what I was talking about when I said blocks. I should get some, really. I might get them sent over from England. Did you have audio? Okay, check her out. Right, I'll turn my audio off. Check her out.
You want to make sure that you've got blocks that are fairly stable. So these blocks are a little bit small for my preference. I like the ones that are a little bit longer, and you could possibly stack 2 of them. That will give you a little bit more stability side to side, but now you've got 2 blocks stacked, so a little bit less stable. The blocks are going to go shoulder width apart. You want to give yourself a little bit of space, because your head is going to go forward. So make sure that you're about 1 arm's length away. That's about how.
Why am I thinking everyone's thinking, right, finally we got to the highlight of this stream? And in fairness, lads, there's a lot hotter birds doing it, but Mackenzie, she's excellent. Her precision is excellent. Really, the quality of her yoga is better than most on YouTube.
How far away your block should be. From here, blocks shoulder width apart. The fingers go right behind the blocks. You're going to begin to lean forward, setting the blocks, the shoulder heads on the tops of the blocks. So you want to find that position that you're stable, and kind of check out the stability of the blocks. I know this pose is in my body, so it doesn't matter that the blocks are not super stable. You'll curl the toes, lift the hips up. 1 leg will lift, little kick up. You can use the wall, begin to melt the heart forward. Again, you're looking for the chest melts forward. I want you to keep the leg straight. Strong press down into the hands. Keep melting the chest.
Can you breathe in?
Forward, leg straight. Make sure you save enough energy to come back up, walk yourself up and down. Take a moment. Child's pose.
Good stuff, huh? Let's see if she does. I think she does something else in there. Oh yes, that's the scorpion that I wanted you to see. So this is incredible. Check her out.
Toes, walk the feet in. Little kick up. From here, just like we just did, melt the chest towards the ground. Look forward, look forward. My legs are straight, and I bend one knee. Top of the foot presses against the wall, then the other. You press the tops of the feet into the wall. Try to keep the knees squeezing in towards one another. Press down into the forearms.
Amazing, huh?
No, straighten one leg, the other. Walk yourself back
Her precision
up
is intense.
and slowly back down.
And then back into child's pose, which we kept doing. And I tell you what, you get you get these women in the gym.
Roll yourself up.
She's still going. Stop it. Stop. Since I stopped watching porn, any woman on the screen is just nice one, Jeremy. That's appreciated. Is my second fiver for you. Interesting and fun yoga vid. Thank you, Jeremy. What I would suggest, if you're interested in looking after your body, if you're interested in being good to yourself and getting away from the internet, getting away from politics, getting away from your responsibilities, just for an hour here or there, find a class. Find a class. Everyone in that class was a beginner at some point. And of course, there are beginner classes. You can go to classes which is all beginners, where people have never done it before. And I guarantee in about 3 months, you won't believe how much more flexible you are, how much more positive you feel about the world, how much more positive you feel about yourself, how your interactions with people are a lot calmer, how you've got a bit more clarity in the world. I know I've repeated this line, but I would not have been doing it for 30 years if it was just, if it hadn't have worked for me, if I hadn't have got something out of it. Let me see. There's another girl called Sarah Beth who's pretty good. She's just a bit too hot, to be honest with you. Nice one, the pro. Have you how's your bit of land? I was talking to Sam about that earlier. He was telling me, he said it's a bit hit and miss was his answer at the moment. He's keeping an eye on it. But yeah, the pro says, "Oh, I'll save enough energy after inhaling your odor." Mine or hers? But going to a class is the way to go. And you'll also find if you have trouble sleeping, if you put 30 minutes yoga in before bed, you'll just fly away. You'll just fly away. And there's a great book. There's a great book called Thank You, the Pro, and thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. There's a book called Yoga, a Gem for Women, right? And it's about 40 years old. Now listen to this. There's a whole section in that book. It makes up about half the book. And when I first got into yoga, I was talking to a woman. I think her name was Alice Apple. Are you sure? Sure that's your real name? Bit handy for a yoga teacher, isn't it? And she said to me that she was telling me, because I was really when I first started, I was doing a couple of hours a day because I'm a bit obsessive with things like that. And I was getting so, having spent so long on drugs and being a drug user at the time, it just felt so nice to be just being nice to myself for a couple of hours a day. And she gave me the BKS Iyengar book, Light on Yoga, which is a great book. If you want to get into it, that's worth buying. Light on Yoga, it's called. And then she had this one, a Gem for Women, and I was like, "What's that? Is that women's yoga?" And she said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "What's the difference?" And she said, "For a start, women's bodies are different, so there's emphasis on different areas." Oh, sorry, you're allowed to say that on YouTube. Women's bodies are different. Some women's bodies are different. I don't know. I don't know the rules anymore. But she said there's a whole section in it about yoga for pregnant women. Right now, check this out. And I've had this proven to me. There's a whole section of yoga for pregnant women. And it's what to do in your first trimester, your second trimester, your third trimester. And women who do yoga during pregnancy are typically in labor for about 2 hours. And I've had that proven to me because I've gone to so many classes over the years. I've spoken to women who've got kids, and I said, were you doing yoga throughout your pregnancy? And they're like, oh, damn right, yeah. Because they weren't when they had their first kid, 16 hours, second kid, hour and 45 minutes, because they've developed their body in such a way so that their body's ready to give birth. You know, it's you know what I feel about hippies. I despise them. I really despise hippies. But yoga has given so much to my life, and with all the damage I have without a doubt done to my body, I really believe that my yoga practice and my my drinking so much water daily has kept me alive. I really do. And there's also loads of yoga for certain ailments, you know, certain, if you've got certain problems, a professional yoga teacher will be able to say, okay, so this is your problem. Let's write you a 50-minute routine that will focus on that. And, you know, it pays off. I'm not going to carry on talking. Foot golf, open those gas chakras. That's a spirit, Richard. That's a spirit. But, you know, I'm not going to talk any more about yoga. We'll just have a chat now, shall we? I mean, I've only done an hour and 20 minutes. I worked my arse off all day. So I'll tell you what, I'll put the link in the chat, see if anyone wants to come in and have a little chat. Let me get my AirPods out. But yeah, women, if you want to have a look at Sarah Beth, women in the chat, Sarah Beth, great yoga channel. I wouldn't advise the men to watch her though. She's a bit distracting. She's really hot. I'm looking at her now. Yeah, and I've just found Sarah Beth's prenatal yoga stuff. Oh, Neri's a bit hot as well. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I said that we're ending the yoga, but I might have to show you a bit of Neri. I think she's probably a bit more my cup of tea than yours. Hang on a minute.
And bring it down and relax.
I can't show you that. That's just all right, Rags, we'll do. Hang on. Rags, you're going to be on the that's a bit of a jump. That's a bit of a jump, Rags. Rags, I'll use those in tomorrow's stream, mate. I'll use those. Oh my God. That we might have to have a look at that though. Good Lord. Yeah, people. Let's have a look at this.
Precisely is.
Hang on, we'll have a little look at Odin's men. Let me just have a little wee people, and I'll do a stream. Right, we'll do another hour or something if people are going to hang about. Right, let's have a little look at this. Let's have a little look at Odin's men. Oh, I'm looking for them. Not the first time. Pisser! Where were you, Anglo? I thought I'd have that butcher jumping about. We moved on to it. Right, hang on. Let me just get these earpods sorted out. Boom. Right, okay. So I watched this a while back. Check this out. Rags just sent me this. It's Jameson's Travels, Odin's Men. It's 8 minutes. We'll watch it 3 or 4. If someone could confirm audio, that would be handy. Should be right. I think I set it up correctly. My head is... I love the yoga so much. I just feel fucking wonderful now. So much stress and weight just gone. And like all that emotional and spiritual stress, if you don't know you're carrying it, it's only once it's gone, you're like, amazing. Here we go.
Precisely is toxic masculinity.
Let me get out my talking points. Whatever makes me more of a victim.
As opposed to, say, toxic femininity.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get?
Jesus H. Christ.
Well, I can tell you, Gillette, this is the best a company can do to wreck their brand. Piss off their base customers. Good job.
Is it? We can't hide from it.
Let's be honest with each other here. Without toxic masculinity, the United States would never win a war. America would never be a country.
Would you define toxic masculinity as a term in your own words?
I'm not sure, lady. Tell me what it is, and I'll tell you.
Toxic masculinity, I would define as...
We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I...
Notice this moment and pay attention later when we get dating advice from a woman about touch.
Wasn't it madness, that whole Gillette thing? I mean, it was just absolutely disgusting and disgraceful. And I think it's quite relevant to just note that that peaked there. All that stuff, it hasn't become part of our culture. Mansplaining peaked in about 2016. Toxic masculinity came and went. You know, this is just the work of bored feminists. And don't get me wrong, it obviously has an ongoing negative impact on our cultures and civilizations. But nothing like when we were talking about it the other day. It's just identity. You know, these bored millennials who just want to be told what to do, who just want big governments telling them how to live their lives. And it's just something they can grab hold of and throw around because they've got nothing else to talk about. You know, they're over. You know, whenever I see someone at a party with a fucking mohawk and 20 needles and pins or whatever in his face, I'm like, okay, you're probably the dullest person in the room because you're overcompensating for something. You know, you've obviously got nothing to offer, so you're overcompensating, and that's always been the case. When I see a geezer in the corner just with a shirt and a pair of jeans on, you can have a conversation with these people, but it's the absolute pillock who's like, I'm interested. Look, I'm screaming my identity at you. That's all this stuff was. And that Gillette advert backfired like fuck. I don't know anyone who buys Gillette anymore. It's like, nah. I don't use razors anyway, but no, I wouldn't buy them.
Actually, I think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses. To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool.
Some.
Yeah, it's not cool if you're interested in a woman to actually say, "Hi, I'm Joe. What's your name?" No.
And that's not the most important. I mean, I understand why you're keeping it down, Mr. Jameson, but I think there's something more significant about that particular clip. Hey, you, I'm the kind of bloke that's going to protect women. Yeah. That fits the statistics.
Not cool, buddy. Go back to the basement, get on the metaverse.
Already are.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've asked yourself the following question? She had shared hot ape with all of her friends, and one night they went out hot aping guys.
Take a look at this lady. Is she the one you want to take dating advice from? What I've noticed with dating experts is generally they're divorced, no kids, and a tad on the chunky side.
How would you define toxic masculinity as a term in your own words?
Toxic masculinity, I would define as...
If you're not subscribed, do me a solid and subscribe.
I feel like it's more just strutting your stuff and being manly beyond there being a point to be.
Being manly beyond the point we determine is appropriate. Can we call this the deballing of America? Is that appropriate?
I don't really know. The idea that men have to be a certain way, you know, dominant, physically imposing and all, and to the extent where...
So the question was, what is toxic masculinity? One would think these indoctrinated college students would have it memorized at this point.
These constructs are not necessarily conducive to building.
Not a fucking Danny. Just the body language. Look, that body language, the two hands out in front, is her trying to pretend that she's got something. You know, that's a holding pose, and yet it completely contradicts what's coming out of her mouth. I'll put the link in the channel. It's Jameson's travels. He's ex-military. He's got a very, very big channel where he looks at military stuff. But this is sort of like his B-side. It's called Odin's Men. I'll put the link in a minute. We'll watch a bit more of it, the pro, and I'll put the link to his channel in. Nice one on the donation, mate. Appreciated.
Strong relationships between different members.
Hey, we had to throw in the buzzword construct. But try to act.
She absolutely did. The systemic systems of systemics. Nice one, Anglo. Absolutely hail masculinity. And the weird thing is, thank you, Anglo, and thank you to Pro. The weird thing is, of course, I went to 3 art schools and 1 university. And all the feminists, all the hardcore feminists, I fucked them all. They didn't want the feminine blokes. They didn't want the simps who'd sit around and going, I know, Jennifer. It's so bad. Look at Dangerfield and his cronies coming up here drinking loads of beer and causing trouble. And the feminists would be like, yeah, all right. I was an arsehole at art school and it got me so much sex. What a surprise.
Ask them what the definition is, and you'll get a word soup salad.
Toxic masculinity could be like really anything, anything that like puts men over.
Hey, it can be anything. I'll let you know when it's toxic, and then I'll shame and cancel you, and wonder why when I'm 45, I'm stuck with 3 cats in an apartment, no children, never married.
Females.
I guess maybe I would say just guys being expected to behave a certain way. And
ooh, that's a tough question. I would say maybe the persistent reinforcement that like being a man means a certain thing.
Well, did you hot ape it? She's like, yeah. Did you touch him? Like backhand? Oh God, I didn't use touch.
Now you remember back in the Gillette commercial in the boardroom, the fella touched the woman on the shoulder, probably trying to get her attention. It's a calming mechanism. However, if a man does it, it's toxic.
And then they started laughing. They're like, well, no wonder.
The idea that you have to conform to traditional notions of what it means to be a man.
If you had to draw the line somewhere between what's toxic masculinity and...
I love the women talking about it, though. It's amazing.
what's just normal masculinity, how would you do that?
And I think we all realize this fella cannot give an honest answer. If he did, he'd be canceled, removed from the university, and sent to an island with the other toxic men.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's a very gray line, like not one you would be able to easily distinguish.
At least this indoctrinated Gen Z is honest. She doesn't know. It's a very gray line. I can't tell you. I have no clue.
Wow, that's a hard question. If someone is
Hey, people, it's a bit of a long shot, but is the entropy link at the top of the chat? Because I can't even get the chat working on my... Oh, yeah, it is. No worries. Continue.
feels like they can't cry or feels like they can't be open and emotional.
No. Men shouldn't cry. Men shouldn't cry with their girlfriends. They can cry with their mothers. But don't cry in front of your girlfriend. Be a man with your lover. It's just ridiculous. It's just I hate all that nonsense. It's not that men don't cry, men shouldn't cry. No, there's just a time and a place for it. You know, it's like saying men, well, you know, toxic masculinity is like men thinking they shouldn't cry. Well, it's toxic femininity, women not fighting. Women should fight. Women should, you know, start punching each other in the street, because otherwise they're going along with traditional stereotypes of femininity. Come on, women, get a few beers up your head and have a tear up down the boozer at the weekend.
Of men who are considered as extremely attractive by women, all have this one thing in common. These guys are always...
What do you think it is? Is it a toxic trait? Is it a feminine trait? Let me know in the comments.
Polarizing.
Where do you think the line is drawn between toxic masculinity and just regular male behavior?
That's a tough one.
You can tell this video is older than a day because, as we know, there is no regular male behavior. That's a construct, right?
Once your guy friends see the way women respond to you, once you discover this, they may not let you anywhere near their girlfriends or wives. They don't have to deal with the dreaded friend zone like so many guys. Polarizing personalities are different. They don't filter their actions. They say and do whatever comes naturally to them.
Now, this woman is giving dating advice to men. She recommends being polarizing, being alpha, so being toxic.
I'd say when it goes against probably when what people might say about you is the main drive and you acting that sort of way, I feel like that is probably when toxic masculinity comes into play.
Right.
Yeah, you're getting no sex ever, mate. Yeah, RMF, that is when men should cry. Because there's crying because it's a very deep emotion and you're very sad, but that's not what these feminists are talking about. They're talking about, you know, sitting down and just breaking down into tears because you can't handle the responsibilities of life. And that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you get on with the responsibilities of life. Again, like everything from these leftards, it's just so riddled with contradictions. If you actually gave these women what they're asking for, they wouldn't go near you. They would never. These women do not talk to the people that they say they want at parties. They don't go near them. They're bored shitless. And I know this from experience. I've had 50 years on the planet shagging women. If you go and give them some masculinity, you'll have them in bed that day. You'll have them in bed that hour because there ain't a lot of it about. And unfortunately, you can try and change things in the last 20 years, but this has been going on for millennia. And it's just a superficial surface nonsense. They're trying to damage society. But they don't actually want it. You look at most of those top feminists. See who they go out with. See who their boyfriends are. They're not the men that they want everyone else's misses to go with. Never.
Do you have any idea what he just said?
People might say about you is...
That was a complete soup sandwich of nothing. Word soup. Idiot logic. Do I hear
I fucked it,
idiocracy?
did I?
anyone?
All right, I'll
With the
replace it.
dumbest people in history.
Really attractive about a guy like that. He makes us feel like he can protect us when we're with him, and that's inherently sexy to all women.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought that was toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
A
she
male
wants it
taking
both ways,
a
mate.
protection role. Toxic, right or wrong?
Maybe you draw the line at a place where somebody.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They want it both ways. Thank you, Billy. I've changed it now. Dr. Rube says, I'm dating a leftist femme and she desires being dominated more than oxygen. Oh, good Lord. The amount of women every time they want to call me daddy. I remember when I got to about 18 and I thought, fucking hell, another one and another one and another one. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, the pro, I'll pop that geezer's link in the chat. I'll show a couple more videos. I'll put the link to that video in just because it's here and handy. But obviously you can find his video from it. But also, if you like that channel, it's that link, the pro, WIE at the end. But also, check out his other channel, Jameson's Travels, which you'll be able to find from that channel, which is all his military stuff, because it's fucking great. It is, if you're into the military anyway, it's perfect. Right, where am I going? I've got a couple more videos to show you. Where are we going? Right, oh, that's the one I think Rags wants me to see. All right, let's have a look at this. Oh, that's 32 minutes. I might have to watch. You don't expect me to watch that one now, do you, Rags? I'll watch that one a bit later. But that does look good. Pelosi touts the great progress of Biden's presidency on his 1-year anniversary. It might be worth watching the first couple of minutes just to see. That looks like an amazing video, Rags. There's a new video up. Pelosi touts the quotes great progress of Biden's presidency on his 1-year anniversary. I can't imagine what she's going to say. Well, let's have a look at the first couple of minutes. It's a 32-minute video, but I think this might be interesting. Nice one, Nyanthos. Hang on, have you only just arrived? You're confusing me. Oh, have you? I don't know whether you're taking the piss or whether you were back. Yeah, that happens in yoga classes. There's plenty of wind, and they tell you if you're going to pass wind, don't hold it in. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. Let's see Pelosi's opening gambit to buy. I mean, look. Oh, I get it, Nine. Oh, nice one, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, if you got something out of it, try and find a class, because a class you'll get loads more out of it, because you'll get personal attention, and it's brilliant. Honestly, it's brilliant. It's been the worst. This geezer has been. This has been worse than Nixon. This has been one of the worst years in America's history, as far as I'm concerned. You've got to go back to the Civil War. Imagine getting this job. Imagine Pelosi getting this gig. Go on, go and tell them what Biden's done in his first year. Absolutely, this shall be gold. No, I know, Rags. No, Rags, it's great stuff. It's just sometimes if they're really long, it's a bit difficult, but we've got to watch a bit of this. I just want to see what her opening gambit is. And Rags, you know how much I appreciate all the clips. A lot of the time, I simply haven't got time to get them. So I hope you understand how appreciative and grateful I am. Sorry, people, I screwed up the audio. Let's check out Pelosi's opening gambit. We'll watch a couple of minutes because this is bound to be amusing.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here.
Half a bottle of vodka down.
Today is 1 year since the inauguration of President Joe Biden.
Yeah, we know your country's fucked.
It was a cause for celebration then and cause for appreciation now. As we all know, much more needs to be done, but we have made great
Nancy, it's pronounced commiseration.
progress in this year. Just to say one of the most important four-letter words in our economy is jobs.
Cunt.
And as you can see, and I hope you can all see, from 2020, this was a job situation. 2021, 6 million.
That's an amazing. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. Exactly, Zen. I wonder if she'll mention that. My insider trading has been brilliant. Fucking hell. Shoal. That graph is incredible. I'm just trying to work out how they've spun that.
400,000 jobs.
Maybe that's because they furloughed them all off. So they're paying people not to go to work. So all those jobs are available. That's absolute nuts. Oh, I just got a Vartan. Sorry that you didn't get to hear the Vartan. Billy said, nice one, Billy, on the free. Thanks for the intro to yoga. I feel like I need levers and pulleys to help me get into the positions and hold them better. Well, Billy, I don't know if you're saying that as a joke, but if you go to an Iyengar class, which is the yoga I do, it's Iyengar yoga, they have them. They have them. They have pulleys and things on the wall with straps. And if there's certain things you need a bit of help with and a bit of support with, they do that. They absolutely do that. So I don't know if you're joking or not, but that is a thing. Yeah, it really is a thing. You heard that, did you? That's amazing. She's up 300 million. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I was saying it earlier. You know, that it's all just about money. Did you hear it go? Brrr? That's incredible that you heard that. That's cheered me up no end. Anyway, nice one, Billy. And yes, if you're serious, go to a class because they'll have that. Ring them first and ask them. But most Iyengar classes have them. That's incredible. Brilliant. Anyway, let's see how long she talks about jobs for.
An unemployment rate that has gone down to 3.4.
She's so out of breath. Let's just take that back. She knows she's struggling like this is gold.
Has gone down to 3.4%. Millions more Americans back to work. 3.9% in unemployment, and then.
So you got it wrong. And when you say back to work, what you mean after you furloughed them off, or what? This is. I can't believe. Well, I can. That this is where she's starting. Oh, what's Biden done this year? If you were to say to anyone who has a basic grasp of US politics, tell me what you think has been significant this year in America. Who would say jobs? What an opening. I mean, where's she going to go from there?
Now, of course, with legislation that is pending, we hope that when we have more access to childcare and universal pre-K and the rest, many more people will be able to go to work, especially as the president continues to address the COVID challenge that.
Oh, you mean like dropping all the mandates in the month before the midterms? Love, you're going to lose the House and the Senate. Bye.
We have that are keeping people out of work, but 6.4 million jobs versus this practically over 5 million. There are 6 million jobs lost the year before in the previous presidency. So with that, many more people availing themselves of the Affordable Care Act and the tune of millions.
It's interesting to know all those jobs are available for the immigrants.
millions more people, 5 million more people. We're very proud of that. And and having access to quality health care. Of course, more to come when we pass some version of the legislation that is pending overall.
She's when we pass some version. Everyone's jumping this shit. When we pass some version. Oh, what? It didn't go through, no? What else didn't go through last week, Nancy? What else didn't go through? There was a few other things, weren't there? This is brilliant. Oh, mate. Oh, we're not going to watch all of this, but I can assure you I'm going to sit here and have a proper giggle afterwards because this is amazing.
The Senate side.
She's got another 32 minutes to get through. She's already... Look, she looks like she's going to collapse. Well, she always looks like she's going to collapse.
We're very proud in the course of, almost a year ago, in March a year, we passed the rescue package. The rescue package put money in the pockets of the American people, vaccines in their arms, many more children. The horror. The horror. If you don't know the horror, why that's funny there, in Apocalypse Now, Marlon Brando at the end, he tells a story about when I think a load of Americans came to a Vietnamese village and inoculated them all, inoculated all the children against something. I mean, it could have been anything. And that's what I thought when she said in their arms. It is proper sinister. And then Marlon Brando tells his story, and the village elders, because they inoculated the children, pretty much like they are these days, they let them do it. And then when they left the village, they chopped the right arms off of all the kids. And that's when Marlon Brando goes on to the horror. And so when she said that, all I could think of was that story of everyone getting their arms chopped off. Rise of the Right wants to know if everyone else's live chat keeps going off. Zen Maverick says, I bet she stinks. She's such a mess. Look how terrified she is. Look at her bowler. She's 2 minutes into a 30-minute speech. She knows she's in so much trouble. Oh, you weren't joking? No, there will be a few hippies there, but honestly, Billy, it is, and it has been life-changing for me on so many levels. Not only keeping your body fit and strong, but just that hour or two a week away from all the noise, and just that time when you're being good to yourself, because we tend not to be these days. And what you'll find is once you start, Billy, I don't know your behaviors or what you get up to, but what I found was once I started doing yoga regularly, I started eating better because I was starting to care about my body. And so I started thinking, I don't know if I want to put that shit into my body. I'm getting quite into this sort of looking after myself. And then I got into the drinking water. I'll do 6 liters of water, between 4 and 6 liters a day. And, it sort of set the ball rolling, even when I was using. And I've had people laugh at me about that before, going, well, you can do your yoga and you can drink your water, but you are a smackhead. And I've said back to them, yeah, which is probably a good time to be looking after my body. Imagine what might have happened if I wasn't doing that, So that's really encouraging, Billy. Look for a class, mate. And the thing about a class is you've only got to go and do, 10 classes and then go away and you can do it at home on your own. But it's also nice to, you'll build a little community there. You might meet people and, meet new friends and that. So why not go to a class? I certainly do, Rags. I certainly do.
That's why that meme had me cracking up so much. Right, here we go. Mr. Tofu was a smackhead. Mate, you're in the right stream. Don't worry. Most people here were, or an alcoholic or something. Smells of a working man's club urinal. Fucking hell, I know that sort of like free-base ammonia. Anyway, are you new in these parts, Mr. Tofu? Nice to have you here. Anyway, here we go. At least she wouldn't be able to infect anyone with the zombie plague once her dentures fell out. Well, Snoopy, she'd be able to bite one person, but as she pulled away, they'd be stuck in their arms. So that's it for her. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Nice to have you, though, Mr. Tofu. This is a bit of a weird stream because we've done a yoga stream at the start. We'd usually have twice the amount of people here. Oh, look at me. There's a new person here. Oh, it's usually a lot better than this. Anyway, nice to see you. Hello, LC350. Good to see you, mate. Hello, Ludwig. Anyway, let's get some more of this. Look at the state of it. Look, I know getting old is getting old, but good Lord.
Safely back to school, people back to work. It enables cities, states, and counties to pay for and support the systems that make societies work, whether it's the education.
Let's look at the little micro expressions. She's saying nothing. Look, Brick on the Strings nailed it. She's saying nothing. And she knows it, and you can see the deception. Look, this isn't microaggressions. This is micro expressions, and it is a thing in body language. Look at her very occasionally. You'll see these little faces where she looks terrified, and she's giving away deception. She doesn't. She knows that this isn't cutting it. No one believes her, and she knows it. She's just digging deep and getting through this.
To pay for and support the systems that make societies work, whether it's the education of our children, the transportation of our people.
What does that mean?
First responders, our security.
Shrugging her shoulders. Whether it's the transportation of our people. What people driving? And then she went, first responders. Is that another key word? You can imagine before this talk, they just sat there, parrot fashion. First responders, jobs, and just trying to get it so that she can just drop these out. She actually went, first responders. Hello, Pax Max. Good to see you, son.
Food workers, the list goes on, of services that are provided by localities, counties, as well as states. They took many
localities, counties, as well as states. Yeah, places. We get it.
People, young children out of poverty. The rescue package did just that. Rescue our economy, our society, and our people.
Have you seen the inflation? What the fuck are you talking about?
At the COVID crisis. As you all know, we've had a variant that has prolonged the crisis. I'm very proud of the work that the president is doing now to make sure that people have tests and masks, and hopefully more people will avail themselves of vaccinations. More therapies are in the works, and in terms of not having to have refrigeration of the kind that is almost impossible to have throughout the world. We salute our scientists for what they are doing. Science and governance, that's going to be solved. Problems.
Is it just me that's cracking up this much? Science and governance is gonna be solved some of the problems.
So for these and other reasons, whether it's broadband or clean water, as we know in the
Afghanistan, southern border, energy independence, China, the Soviet Union. Carry on.
and the bipartisan, the first bill, the rescue package with taking people out of poverty and money in pockets and all the rest, that was done with not one Republican vote. There were 13 Republican votes in the House to support the infrastructure bill, and we were happy that that was bipartisan. So we could repair roads and bridges, improve public transit.
Hang on, what was that? No, what was that word? We can improve roads and bridges. What was that word again?
Support the infrastructure bill, and we were happy that that was bipartisan. So we could repair roads and bridges, improve public transit, secure clean water, broadband, and much more across the country. So there's a great deal to be proud of.
Yes, we saw that. Yeah, of course we did.
On what needs to be done.
Clean water. Boil warning issued in 37 countries. Roads and bridges. Good call, Shane. She actually said bridges there. She absolutely did. Amazing. I can barely see the wires. Oh, Lord, this is too good. Privileges were.
To meet the kitchen table needs of the American people.
Look how scared she is. Nice one, Tavern. The Jobs Report disagrees with Nancy Antoinette. Nancy Antoinette is awesome. Why have I never heard that before? Nancy Antoinette Pelosi. Yeah, that was an absolute lie. It was an absolute lie. She had a ridiculous graph. Didn't tell us what the metrics were. Didn't tell us what the scales and measures were. Thank you, Tavern, for that and the donation. Valium and Bailey's mainline.
What keeps them up at night? We want to help solve that problem. And one of the proud things about this administration is the creation of jobs, the expansion of health care, and again, the alleviation of poverty.
Nearly 5 minutes in, and she's only said that, really.
So with that, then we go on to what we want to do next. There's no question last night.
What? 5 minutes into a 32-minute speech, and she's now going to get on to what they're going to do next. So that's it, people. That's Biden's first year. Jobs and bridge velazes and jobs and vaccine and privileges. That's it. She just said, now we're going to get on to what we're going to do next. 5 minutes. She summed up Biden's year in 5 minutes. I mean, she done well too. Don't get me wrong. Fuck off. Nancy Antoinette is my new favourite thing. 5 minutes. Now we're going to get on to Trump's discussion. I'll put the link in the chat so that you can enjoy the rest of that. 5 minutes and now a year. Imagine you're going to, even W's first year, you're going to need a couple of hours. Trump's is going to be 2 or 3 hours. Reagan's going to be 2 or 3 hours. Biden got 5 minutes from the Democratic Speaker of the House. I don't really know what to say. I just love it. I'm just loving all this at the moment. This year is going to be beautiful. It's already all falling apart. I told you the coup would peter out this year. Boris is already on it. Come on. They've caught us out. Fuck it all. Forget about all that stuff. It's over. It's all over. Incredible. Right, let's have a look what else we got here. Hang on, let's have a look at that. See how long that is. Oh, yeah, we can certainly watch this one. Nice one, Ragana. Hang on, let's have a look at this. This is Michael Heaver talking about Farage's fury. Oh, why is that still on the screen? Hang on a minute, what's going on here? Oh, I just tricked myself. And I'm tricking myself again. Yeah, I'll have a look at this. This looks interesting. It's only a couple of minutes. Oh, my body feels so nice and calm and relaxed now. Well chuffed with that. Well happy. Let me know you've got audio yet.
Well, for all the tough talk from the government about changing the approach when it comes to dealing with illegal migration, of course, a huge surge last year, 28,000 people coming across from France to England on small boats. And we've seen lots of tough speeches about what's going to happen. In actual fact, so far this year, we've actually seen the number of people coming across increase, with nearly 1,000 people already crossing the channel this month. That's 4 times as many as the whole of January last year. So you're already looking at 2022, the numbers coming across being even greater, even bigger than the numbers coming across in 2021. And of course, we've seen this escalate now
So
for
weak.
a number
So
of
weak.
years. And it is now being suggested, now being reported, I think this is disgraceful, that the daily figures of those coming across, those figures could be ending the government to stop disclosing the daily figures of how many people are crossing the channel via small boats. The Home Office accused of burying bad news with their plan to scrap the daily channel migrants data. And instead, it looks like the data will only be published once every 3 months, instead at the moment where we get the daily figures. Conservative MPs have warned against the scrapping of the daily figure. Natalie Elphike, the Conservative MP for Dover, saying this is not a statistical exercise. This is a serious crisis where people are being exploited by criminal gangs on a daily basis and lives are tragically lost. Daily figures are vital so the progress in tackling this crisis can be properly monitored. Nigel Farage.
Without a doubt, you need that constant stream of bad news to keep it relevant. If it's every 3 months, I mean, that's transparent as hell, isn't it? If you let's just spread it out a bit, and people will be just a little bit like, oh, that's bad. Oh, we need to do something about that, and then they'll get distracted and they'll forget about it for another 3 months. Having it daily, having it weekly at least, it's kept in the consciousness of people. Spread it out, and it loses its impact. Ridiculous. Nice one, the pro. Still here. Kudos. Yeah, why not? Why not? It's 1:45 in the morning. The missus ain't happy. But thank you, the pro. Yeah, I'll do about another 15 minutes, I think. We'll have a listen. There's a little bit more of this. Thank you, the pro. I appreciate that.
Also responding to this, calling it a disgrace and saying that the Home Office do not want us to know the truth. Of course, I'll be keeping a very close eye on this, guys. But if this was to happen and we were to only get the figures once every 3 months, it would be outrageous, especially when it already looks 2022. The numbers, sadly, of people coming across by this extremely dangerous route, those numbers look.
Yeah, I don't care about how dangerous it is. Dennis, that's an interesting question, actually. What happened to the 2021 census? I thought there was a census being published in 2021. Hang on a minute. Or maybe it gets published this year. Maybe it's the 2021 census. Yeah, okay. On Sunday the 20th, hang on, here we go. Let me see if I can let me see what this says. Because this was the one that was going to blow everyone's minds. On Sunday the 21st of March, 2021, the decennial 2021 censi of England and Wales and Northern Ireland took place. The census of Scotland is planned to take place in 2022. Blah, 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 blah. I just want to know when we get to hear about them. Hold on a minute. Hang on. It doesn't actually tell you when we're going to find out. There's nothing on Wikipedia about when you're going to hear about it. Well, I don't know if anyone else in the chat knows anything about that, but that's a great call, Dennis. Because does anyone know what happened about that? Yeah, Charlie Sparkle says, I don't think they published the results yet. If they did it quietly. Yeah, this is a really weird one. No, for sure they don't want to. It was, well, I did just read that happened, but they apparently it went ahead. I'm going to have a look into that until anyone else knows. Yeah, I think people are going to go, what the fuck? Maybe they just have used the coof as an excuse. John says, I heard some figures will come out in March, but the juicy stuff in about 2 years. That's bullshit. Again, government agencies. Why does it take 2 years to collate that information? You've only got to get a room full of data entry people and then just get the computer to do it. It's obvious. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Yeah, that grooming gang report never came out, did it? Even though it got that there was that what they call it? There was that, we want it out. They said they were going to tell us, and then they went, yeah, but we're not going to. Absolutely shocking. Oh, Wendy says we completed the census. So you actually done it. So it did happen. The not very civil servants. Henry Hill, I'm Scotland. Yeah, that apparently yours is going to be this year. Yeah, that's what I heard. They reckon there's they've said there's better ways of getting this information. Yeah, I bet there's better ways of spinning this information. Yeah, there you go. Exactly that. Dennis, the Home Office even had the gall to claim 85% are white. Yeah, I ain't buying that. What, Windy, you filled it in last March. That's what Wikipedia's saying. But come on. I can't see it taking that long. It'll be the coof. It'll be the coof. All right, let's have a look at another video, and then I'm going to have to knock it on the head. I've still got some work to do, people. 1 second. I've got to watch that Pelosi thing as well. This looks good. This is a nice little a little change of a little bit of something interesting and fun. Whoa! Nearly just lost my ears then. Give us a couple of seconds to sort something out. I am going to sleep like a log tonight after that yoga. Lovely. Absolutely beautiful. And thank you, all the people that said they got something out of that yoga. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a big stream. I knew everyone wouldn't be here. But, I didn't see Ian here. I thought Ian had been hassling me for a yoga stream for months. I don't know even if he was here. Mr. Paul. Right, I'm all warmed up. When do we start? Right, let's check this out. This is from Thrall's channel. I do love Chris Thrall. I really do like him. Mad as a box of frogs. But I tell him that. Ian cracked a rib. What, he actually did? Oh, he was here for it. Oh, was he? Okay. Bags was asleep. Oh, what's going on here? You missed my super chat. Hang on, the pro? No, I didn't. Unless you give me another one, I did not. Hang on. What, that one? Still here, kudos. That one, I read that one out. I read that out. I answered it. Is that the one you mean, the pro? I read that one out. Unless there's another one I missed. Tell me in the chat whether it was that one, the pro. You meant that one, the 20 bond one, yeah? Can someone else confirm that I read out that still here, kudos? Because I said, yeah, I said it's 12:15 at night. But I did read it out. Your doof noise don't work. John said he could hear it. Yeah, thank you, RMF. Thank you. Yeah, I did. I said, yeah. I said I thought I might as well do a stream. I did get it. You can. So some people can hear the old Vartan, but not everyone. Hello, Ian. Thank you, Rags. Yeah, I don't know what happened, the pro. I did read that out. And I thanked you. I went back to it as well, as I frequently do. Sorry you missed it, though, but thank you anyway. I did, though. Doof noise. It's gone from fartum, tartum, tay to doof. Thank you, Pags. It's not a doof noise, is it? Yeah, I'll check this out. Okay. So I'll make this last 5 minutes so you can. So by the time I've moved on, you'll know that I've done it. Thank you. You didn't need to chuck another 20 in, but it's much appreciated. Snoop Dogg bought some more land, did he? That's incredible. Oh, for people who didn't see earlier, the pro bought some land on the metaverse. Yeah, he invested in some virtual land. And Snoop Dogg, the actual Snoop Dogg rapper, bought land next to the pro, which put the pro's land to the moon. Incredible bit of work. There you go, Knive one. Right, there was just, I heard it then. Boop. I don't know why some people are hearing it and some people aren't. Yeah, Billy, I suppose it's like a sort of an NFT of land. Well, it's code, isn't it? It's code. Nice one, Bullet. I heard it. Did anyone else hear it? You know, the doof noise. Hello, little Bullet. How are you, mate? I mean, when I don't have the cans in, you can hear it. But when I've got them in, why are people so negative about it? The pro's already made money. What's the scam? You know, I'll tell you what's a scam. Banking. Banking is a scam. Actually keeping your money in a bank, they're ripping you off. But, you know, look into it, Billy. It's actually a thing. You know, you're investing in code. You know, this is blockchain technology. This is the future. I was hearing doofs earlier, but not now. Bullet didn't hear it. RMF says, I don't think it's a ska-billy. Is that like a cross between ska and rockabilly music? I know what you meant, really. Well, the pro has. He absolutely has. Snoop Dogg. He said it earlier, and I thought he was having a laugh. And Snoop Dogg bought some land in the metaverse next to his land, which put the value of his land up. I know, it's weird, isn't it? I don't get it. I mean, we're internet people as well. You know, it does seem that it does seem weird, Charlie. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm trying to work out how it would sound, Shane. Shane, maybe write a song in Scarbilly. It's going to be on the offbeat, but I don't know how rockabilly offbeat's going to. That's going to be a tricky fusion. Anyway, let's have a look at this video from Chris Thrall. Motherfucker! Did someone just drive a motorbike through that train or that bus or whatever it is? I'm sure we're going to see it in slow-mo. Jesus. Fuck me. Oh. It was a deliberate thing. Fucking Ada.
Stupid boy.
Don't tell him, Pike. That was quite the thing, wasn't it? It was a stunt. It really was. Good gosh. Good gosh. Right, people, I am feeling the pinch now. I haven't called my missus. She sent me loads of messages. When I don't answer her phone calls, she starts sending me messages. I love you. I really, really love you. I miss you. Because she thinks I'm out in a bar. She thinks I'm... And if you go out to bars in Cambodia, no shit, you'll have about 5 blokes in there and about 20 semi-naked women. And they are on you. And I can understand her fear. All right, we're going to play a bit of Bally G. Feel free to donate if you want. I know it wasn't a standard stream. Thank you to everyone who did donate. Thank you to everyone who gave the yoga a go, the stretching, should I say, a go. I hope no one wakes up too sore. And I will see you in the morning. It's Magic Friday tomorrow. Absolutely lovely. My business going down the pan was saved this week. And oh lovely. So no migraines for me this weekend. I'm going to get that. Lizard Jane story finished maybe tomorrow, and I'm going to get on my novel all weekend. Thank you, John. Much appreciated, mate. Here we go. A bit of Bally G, and I will see you all in the morning. Ta-da! Cheers, John. Oh, really, Shane? It's insane.
Everyone knows I'm gonna be the first man down. All my friends are sick of having me around. Nobody wants to give a buddy one last break.
Rags, I'll use them on tomorrow's stream,
go
mate.
On, I've taken all a man can take.
Oh, my entropy.
Oh,
Billy said
in the world and watch you drown. Maybe my mind
Billy, I'll show that in tomorrow's stream, mate.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater.
Yeah, that's darkness. I will check that out. I'll show that tomorrow, Billy. Wow.
I'm going
nice one, Billy. I appreciate that donation and that link.
Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. Looking back, I rejected every place I stayed. Woman says I'm lying in
Oh, it's a proper weight off, man.
She says warriors don't give up before the war begins. So I get high to justify the mess I'm in. People get mad and people get sad, but at least they have a cause. Struggle to feel emotion I can really trust.
Just dealt with it, Billy. I'll show that article tomorrow.
Gonna make my grave underneath the wave.
The one about the future of Scotland being Asian. Yeah, the morning one.
Gonna lay my head.
Or maybe the afternoon one, but it will definitely get shown. It looks, yeah, look, Rags will make sure I remember, look. It looks like proper darkness. Take care, Anglo. Oh, it's going to be brilliant, mate. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep.
Hello, RMS. You all right, son? I will do, Ludwig. I will do it for sure. Right, where are we going here? Hang on a minute. You be quiet, Mumford. Nice one, Pax Max. Take care, Rags. There's a dog in the house, Steve. I think I'll go swimming. Yes, Billy, that's the spirit, mate. Go to a class, though. You can go to a class, 10 sessions, and then you can do it at home for a few months based on what you learn in those 10 sessions. Then go back and get the next level. You don't need to continually go to classes if you get, if you get the basics in. Yeah, nice one. Will it be good for you? All right, people. I am gonna watch Nancy Pelosi and just giggle. Take care, everyone. Hoita!